What's up guys, my name is Liam and today we're going to be taking a look at the Raven mouse pads. They have their new revamped Mori V2. These feel incredible and they perform great, but are any one of these going to be the perfect gaming mouse pad for you? Let's check it out. And before we get started today, I did want to let you know that Raven did actually send these out to me. However, everything you'll be hearing in this video is going to be my own words and my own opinions. Starting out with the packaging, did arrive to my front door flat packaged, and they do come in this envelope style packaging, so nice and easy to store if you need to do so. Sitting at 490 millimeters in width, 420 millimeters by height, and they're sitting a little bit over 4 millimeters in thickness. Featuring this custom pour-on base, typical types of stuff we've seen before with this hexagon style shape on here. Worked well for me on my flat laminated desks and have stick to them pretty nicely without them moving around on me too much. The stitching all the way around the edges looks like it's done incredibly well, and it does sit slightly below the surface itself. They do have their logo down here in the bottom right hand corner. It is some type of a graphic. It's slightly raised up off the surface, so when you do move your mouse down in that bottom right hand corner, you can feel it on your skates. And for the surface on the Mori V2, it does feel a little bit smoother, but if you've never had any experience with the Mori before, this is just a typical style polyester feeling cloth style surface. And you do feel a slight bit of texture when you rub your fingers across the Y and the X axis. The Y axis feels a little bit smoother to me. You do notice a little bit more of that texture going across the X axis. It is a little bit on the controlled side, but I do feel like for a control style pad, it does have a little bit more of speed there. You get a pretty low sense of the initial static friction, and when you go back and forth there, you can feel just a slight bit of tugging, but all around it does feel pretty quick, pretty smooth. I was playing this across all different types of games, even faster paced games, and I was able to keep up great and use this pad pretty well. Even on the dynamic friction, as you can see here, I really do feel like all around this offers a really good sense of balance, not being too fast for me or not being too slow for my preference. And when it comes to the type of skates being used on here, same typical types of things with these other polyester style surfaces. With the larger skates, you do get a little bit more of control, a little bit more of the dynamic and static friction. When I was using things like the Final Mouse ULX with these stock skates, a little bit of the harsher style skates and a little bit smaller obviously with the actual real estate, it did all around feel just a little bit quicker. You do have a little bit less dynamic and static friction all around. But when you are still using the ULX, it does feel pretty similar to the bigger skates, just slightly all around a little bit quicker. So starting out here, we will throw the Mori V2 up against the Zowie G-SR II, and the performance of both of these pads, I actually found them to be quite similar to one another. As I was doing the glide comparison between both of these, they have pretty even match speed. I do feel like with the little bit more of a plush base over here on the Mori V2, it does give you a little greater sense of stopping power, and you do feel just a slight bit more of that initial static friction. The GSR 2 has a bit more of a firmer style base, so I do feel like it kind of offers you a little bit less of the initial static friction, but all around going back and forth between both of these, the performance of them, they do feel pretty close to one another. All right, then finally putting the Mori V2 up against the Lethal Gaming Gear Saturn Pro, and the performance of the Mori V2, it honestly feels incredibly similar to the Saturn Pro to me. I do kind of feel like on the dynamic friction that the Saturn Pro on my copy is coming off just a hair faster. Again, this is incredibly minimal stuff. Probably wouldn't really be able to notice that much of a difference. So with the Mori V2 feeling just slightly a little bit more controlled, I did kind of feel like to the sense that they both have about the same static friction on both of them going back and forth to one another. So let's go ahead and drop the glide test. So all around, really great performance from both the static and the dynamic friction. I think it performs great, and I think that Raven has done just an incredible job here. All right guys, so if you have any questions, I feel like I left anything out, please let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed watching this video and are interested in seeing more videos like this in the future, please drop this video a like and subscribe to my channel. And thank you guys so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.